To welcome now Reed Abraham, State Fire Coordinator, Fire Services Division with the Mississippi Insurance Department. Reed, thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
All right, so give us an update. What's happening there in the Mississippi Insurance Department? I think a lot of people are probably not aware, we could start with, that that is a major responsibility for the Department of Insurance, right? They're really the state's fire marshal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And your state's fire services is housed under, as a division of the Mississippi Insurance Department.
Yeah.
And, of course, Commissioner Cheney serves as your state fire marshal as well. So from the fire marshal standpoint, you have what you would typically think of fire investigations and, of course, the things we don't like to talk about, and fatalities and those types of things, all the way to the fun side, I call it, my side, which is the things that we do to support our local fire services, our 750 departments throughout our state. So,
okay.
Of course, I've got the coolest job because, I get to play around with fire trucks all day.
Speaking of which, that's something that comes up a lot, does it not? And that's just the assets that are deployed and in place, positioned by the various fire departments across the state. And they rely, to a great extent, on the Department of Insurance and its involvement in that, right? Well,
they rely some more than others, of course,
okay.
Depending on the county or municipality and their particular economic situation. But things are expensive, just like everything else today, right? But fire trucks especially so. And so that's not something you go and purchase every year, thank goodness. But what we do through various programs, the Rural Fire Truck Acquisition Program and the like, is we support local fire services and their needs, with different rebate funds and others to prop up where we can and get that geared where it needs to go.
Yeah. Reed, it feels like that with all of this cool technology that we have today that's designed to detect and even prevent fires, that we'd be making marked progress towards just having fewer fires. But I've heard a statistic, help me out with this, that we have a total house fire in Mississippi every week, one per week on average, was a stat that was actually shared with me by the Red Cross, the American Red Cross, and they say that's the number one emergency, if you will,
sure,
that they respond to are house fires in the state of Mississippi.
That statistic would not surprise me at all. I mean, and so, like I said, you're looking at, of course, across our 82 counties, 750 different fire departments, not stations. You can multiply that by 3 for stations. Different fire departments responding to these calls. You're looking at thousands and thousands of incidents responded by our state fire services or our local fire services throughout the year and throughout the month. That one house fire a week, 2025, we're looking at about 59 fatalities.
Okay.
Fire fatalities. And you talk about technology and what we know. Here's one thing that we still have to do better on. Half of those fires, fatalities, there was no working smoke alarm.
And that's easy, simple, and inexpensive, right?
It is, even more so now because we just acquired a new grant through FEMA, AFG, Assistance to Firefighters Grant, to provide smoke alarms from the state to our fire departments so they can go throughout their community and install them. And hopefully get this number down to where it to the zero it needs to be.
So I assume then that the Fire Services Division is a big proponent of the use of these smoke detectors, right?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And anything we could possibly do to help someone and to support our fire departments as they help their communities, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think I have the detectors in my house that will automatically call the fire department.
Absolutely.
And not all that expensive anymore, the way that used to be. That's come a long way.
Very much so. Of course, you can have all kind of bells and whistles in any kind of technology, but a basic 10-year lithium smoke alarm that will do all that it needs to do, will cost you just about nothing. And through our program, it will cost you nothing. And the fire departments will actually come and install them for you. So
really?
Absolutely.
How does one sign up for that?
So we, of course, the federal government shut down. I believe we've been talking about this a little bit today. It's got us a little bit in a holding pattern. So it'll be the first of the year before our smoke alarms start arriving. But contact your local fire department. Stay in touch with them. we'll start shipping those alarms out at the first of the year, and they'll be the ones to come install them for you.
Okay. I didn't realize that. So the fire department will come install.
Yes, sir.
That's
yes, sir.
cool. And that's across the state, all fire departments?
The state. If any fire department can participate in the program, all they have to do is call me, and I'll drop the smoke alarms off to them, and whatever resources we can provide. And you're looking at 70+% of our fire departments across the state are volunteer.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
Yeah, we got to support them every way we can.
Absolutely, 100%. So, well, that's good to know. I'm glad you're informing the state of Mississippi public about that, because that seems like a no-brainer. If you've been putting that off, go ahead and take care of it, and it can possibly not cost you anything, and somebody else will come out and install it for you that know what they're doing.
The numbers don't lie. 58 fire deaths, but 27 plus of those, there was no working smoke alarm, and that is in 2025 across the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the issue that comes up a lot when I talk to the Mississippi Highway Patrol, the Department of Public Safety, of how many people don't have their seatbelts on, and then they come upon a crash, and sure enough, they don't. And, of course, usually the outcome is worse for the driver and the passengers when that's the case, if they don't have their seatbelts on. Yeah. This is the same sort of deal here. This is an easy deal that can notify, prevent, and you can avoid a catastrophe.
Absolutely. And, of course, as we experience this change in weather and temperature,
tell us about that.
There's adds unique risk in our homes throughout the state, especially in those that are economically challenged and having to search for and utilize heating sources inside their homes that are not intended to be used indoors. And we see that every year, and it's heartbreaking. Using propane heaters inside, using a stove to heat a room, that it's very dangerous. You don't know how dangerous it is until it's too late. And so what do you say to somebody that doesn't have an alternative? I guarantee you, if you contact your local fire department, they'll find a way to help you on that. We don't want you taking that chance.
Okay. So, Reed, is there a need, and maybe this is happening, this is a question, I guess, for you, to educate our young folks about fire safety and ways to prevent fires so that they know things like you just talked about?
Yeah, of course. We all know about when the firemen would come to our school when we were little, right, and teach us the stop, drop, and roll, and that's still going on today. Our departments are doing that throughout their communities, every day of the week, especially the month of October. We've had Fire Prevention Week, that a big push on fire safety. And so, yes, that's something that's taking place throughout our communities each and every day. We, on behalf of the State Fire Services Division of the Mississippi Insurance Department, support our departments and help them with their curriculum, materials, anything that we can provide so that they can provide a quality educational safety program in the community. So it's a big deal. The get out and stay out is one of your current slogans, just like stop, drop, and roll. But it means just what it says. If you have a fire, get out and stay out.
Okay. Now, whenever we talk to Commissioner Mike Chaney, Insurance Commissioner, he always talks about the Fire Academy.
Yeah.
Right, and the work being done there. How are we doing there?
Oh, fantastic. Your state fire academy, located in Pearl, Mississippi, if you've never been there, you need to find an opportunity to go and visit. It is absolutely cream of the crop, the best, and so many opportunities that they're providing, both on campus and online and throughout every single county in our state. We have the best, most experienced, most dedicated instructors at that academy, and it's a sight to see.
Yeah, and that's just good to know. So, and how often does the academy have classes, the actual school, the training itself?
There are probably 8 or 9 classes going on at this very moment.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So that's that they are hosting, involved in, teaching, testing, providing skill support. I mean, here's the thing: we have to provide the support and training to our firemen where they exist.
Okay.
In the way that they can take it, and nearly 80% volunteer. That means, they can't just take off work every day to go learn something new.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, before you go, what should we be doing? We got about 30 seconds to make sure that we're aware of the time of year and some of the risks that are associated with that.
Check your smoke alarm. If you don't have one, get one.
Okay.
Check those batteries. Of course, we know that during the time change. If you are using any kind of space heaters in the home, be sure you're not plugging those into any extension cords. Keep them 3 feet away from anything else.
Okay.
So don't plug those in, and make sure that whatever you're using and preparing to heat your home this winter, that it's rated for indoor use and it's safe to use.
Okay. Good information. Appreciate it, Reed. Reed Abraham, State Fire Coordinator, Fire Services Division, Mississippi Insurance Department. Give my best to the commissioners.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
Reed.